Hey guys, let's start with our second Q&A of the day. And it's Sunday, so also there is Day Fest on the go, so it might be hard to attend this live Q&A. And I can see there are one or two people, so it's okay. So let me start with this one. So I and all of my colleagues got this cool Mac from Google, and there is another thing, this headphone with Flutter branding. So it looks very cool, and thanks to Flutter and Google team for giving us. And I'll show you. Just wait, I'll show you the package. So the package looks very cool, and the packaging was also very cool. And I got some stickers also. So these are some stickers. And if this was a local meetup, I mean a physical meetup, I could have given away these stickers. But let it be. So let's start with our Q&A. So today we are going to focus. Oh my God, let me remove that. Okay, today we are going to focus on mainly, I could say, on the state management part. Okay, so actually I posted this thing, but I didn't receive any of the questions on the Twitter. So I just added some questions by myself. Let me add them here. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah, so we are ready. Okay, perfect. So hey guys, my name is Vivek Yadav. You are watching Pro Coach, Learn from Expert, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Okay. So let me move to the first question, and that is, what is state management and is it important? This is very controversial question, and there are lots of answers on this. I will share you some of my experience. Okay, so the first thing is, what is state management? Okay, so let me start this thing with the box. This is a great box. Okay, so let me show you some, I mean, let me tell you some state management thing with this box. Okay, this box is closed right now. Okay, so its state is closed. Okay, let me open it. So now its state is open. Okay, let me close it again. So now its state is closed. So this is nothing but a state management, or you can say the storing or managing the state of an object inside a application. Okay, now this is the state. Okay, and what is state management? To manage this state. For example, if I open this box, then all of my other component in my application should know that I have opened this box, and if they want to do something, they can initiate. For example, uh, they can put my phone into this. Okay, or they can remove this phone from this. So this is a kind of application that other components in the application can do with the information that is provided, okay, from the state of this box. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, so now that you know what is state and what is mean by state management, let's learn about the thing, why do we need the state management. Okay, I mean, there are some argument that I can do the whole lot thing with the set state which is provided by Flutter to update its state, right? Then why do we need the state management? Another thing, why should I learn that? Okay, so there are reasons. For example, this is a small box, right? But there may be a lot of things. I mean, let's take an example. There can be 100 things in this box. Okay, and now you have to manage these 100 things. And if you do set state on these 100 things, these 100 things will be reloaded again. Okay, so now your performance matrix is somewhere near to multiply 100, right? Because I'm reloading those 100 objects in my state. Just take an example of a state management. Okay, For example, mob X. Okay, so there are some kind of observers and all those things in the mob that is provided by mob X, which is a state management. So in that thing, what you can do, you can listen to a particular object, and let's say there are 100 objects into this state, then I can listen to 100 objects differently, not at a time. And if I have to reload any state, then I don't have to reload every 100 object in it. I can just reload only one. Okay, so right now my performance would be multiply by 1, not multiply by 100. That was earlier with the set state. Okay, so this is why we need a state management. Okay, so very first thing, to improve our performance. Okay, if you don't want to improve your performance, just skip state management. That is not useful for you. But if you want to make an application which will scale, which will have multiple user, which will have multiple component, multiple modules in your application, you have to use state management. Okay, so now state management, disadvantage of reloading the complete screen, also advantage of using state management. Okay, and the last thing is importance of state management. So now it improves your performance. Okay, there is another and main important. It actually, if you work with the state management, it actually divides your screen code with your actual business component. Okay, so what are business components? They are related to business. For example, if you are making a login screen, then actual login implementation will be in the uh, logic, that is business logic, but the UI will be in the screens folder, right? So this is another importance of state management. Okay, let me go to another question, and that is, I know provider, should I learn block too? So yeah, so this is again another question. For example, if I was very familiar with the block. Just a second. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, so I know provider, should I learn block too? Okay, so when I started this state management, I started it with the block, and it was pretty hard for me, but I tried, and at a time, at some point, I was able to actually learn these things, and I was able to apply this thing on my real time application. So when I joined another company, or when I work with some other guy, so there are few things into consideration. For example, that developer would be working on, would be working with some other state management thing. Okay, so at that time, how should we tackle that problem, right? I know how to work with the block, but I don't know how to work with the provider, and that guy know how to work with the provider, but didn't know how we can work with the blocks. So these kind of situation create some type of complication. For that, this is question. Okay, so I know provider, should I learn block too? So let me get straight thing. This is to you. There are some basic thing with the state management, and that is you have to emit some states, and based on those, you have to emit some events. Okay, events will be emitted, and based on those events, you have to emit some states. Okay, or I could say pass some states to the screen. For example, if I am clicking on the login button, it should show me circular indicator, and after some time it show me if my user is logged in or logged out. Okay, so these are my states. Showing this loader and user login or user logged out are my states, and that will be performed on the emission of the event. Okay, event will emit, and state will tell you what you have to show on the screen. And these two terms, state and event, are the basic building block of any state management. It can be block, it can be provider, it can be mobax, it can be anything. Okay, so it is pretty easy to learn any other state management if you know one of the state management. So don't be afraid to learn another state management. It is pretty easy. So right now I'm working on the MobX, and I have worked with block and providers, so I'm kind of familiar with it and I love it. So what is provider? So provider is a kind of state management, okay? And let me show you some provider thing. Provider Flutter. Let me search it. Okay. Okay, so this is provider package for the Flutter, and yeah. So okay, let me show you something. Okay, so this is some feature provider. Okay, there are some things that you have to, I mean, there is some action that you have to do, and in the child you have to show some of your widgets. I mean, whatever you want to show on the state. Okay, so similarly there are multiple widgets that support that are supported by the state management. So you can see some widgets and and some classes, for example, uh, change notifier provider, and in the block there are this block provider or the block class where you have to write your block implementation. So this is provided as again a simple, I could say, state management tool. And let me show you the block. I could find, I guess, yeah, Flutter block. So this is another state management tool. Okay, and you can see there are again some kind of what I say widgets, and there are some kind of functions if you are working with into it, and some widgets like block builder and all those things. And block provider is again a widget, and if you see this part, okay, it is very similar to the provider we have just saw a minute ago. Okay, so what I want to say is the block and providers, everyone are very similar, and there are some difference between their I would say definition and some sort of implementation. That's it. Okay, and what is my conclusion on this? So what I want to conclude, let me stop the screen and share another thing. So what I want to conclude is just go with any one of the state management which you would like. Okay, my preference is always block, Flutter block, and I have worked with the provider and MobX, and both works too. So it depends on your preference. That is it. And every state management is easy if you know the basic building block of the state management. Okay, and let me share you let me share you a YouTube channel where you can learn the basic blocks of the, I mean, basic building block of the state management. And that is let me share another screen. It is pretty hard to manage. Okay, so if you see, there are some videos at the end, I mean at the start, which is Flutter block explanation and Flutter block explanation. If you watch both of these videos, there are chances that you might clear all your basics with the Flutter block or a simple block. Okay, yeah. So let's jump to our next question, and that is, what is inherited widget? Okay, and what is its use? Okay, so there are very uses with inherited widget. Let me show you its implement the definition on the Flutter website. Just a second. Okay, so this is inherited widget. uh, I can say the explanation are very straightforward. That is base class for widgets that efficiently propagate information down the tree. So what does it mean? It means if you want to share, or if you want to send some information from parent to the child. Okay, base class, if you look at this thing. Okay, base class, and then there is a down the tree. If you look at these words, that means you have to actually pass your parents data to your child. Okay, why it is important? It is important because let's take an example, themes. So we may have light theme, we may have dark theme, right? And based on the user choice, you have to update your applications, colors and all those things. So from where you can get that? You can get that from a parent widget who would be handling this theming part. Okay, so from the parent, you can actually get a data down to the child, and then child can update themselves. Okay, so this is the basic definition of the inherited widget. That is a base class for widgets that efficiently propagate information down the tree. Okay, and if you ask me what is my definition of this, so it is simple, similar to this. So, okay, what can I say? If you want to pass your data to your child, okay, remember, if you want to pass your data to your child, then use inherited widget. Okay, and what I have seen, there are multiple inherited widget which are available in the Flutter, and there are very easy use of this. Okay, so also you can watch this video on the YouTube, and it is, I mean, once you watch this video, your concept will be clear. Okay, next thing, how to implement inherited widget. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to create a class that will extend inherited widget. Okay, you can create a constructor with some kind of data, but always remember to include a child. Okay, why you want to include the child? Because your inherited widget as a parent of this class will take child. Okay, there is key, it can be option. Okay, and also after the child there should be some data that you want to pass. For example, in this frog color example, there is example of color. Okay, and then your data object, and after that you have to create this, you have to create this function to get the data of your inherited widget. So this is that is static, your class names and off. Okay, you can use another, I mean, anything else rather than off, but the off is actually recommended thing and many people use it. Okay, it will take a context into it, and it will return you the context of depends on inherited widget of exact type, and in the type you have to pass same class name. Okay, so what it will do, so let's take an example. I have I have one this inherited widget on the top, and that is a theming. So let's say theme inherited widget. Okay, and in the down, there is a login button. I mean, in some part of the application there is a login button that is right now it is into green color. Okay, and I want to change that green color to brown color. So what I will do, I will update the color, this color to brown, and the buttons the green color will automatically change to the brown color. Why? Because its parents have been changed, and once the parent change, it's all the child will have to be changed. Okay, they have to change, and from where you have to specify that they have to change or not. From this method, update should notify or not. Okay, if I write here the false one, it will never notify their children. But if I write some condition like this, old color is not equal to old color, and if it turns out true, then the children, I mean that button will be updated. Okay, so this is a small example or small explanation on the inherited widget. And just remember one thing, don't overuse the inherited widget. the overuse of annotated widget will actually reduce its value. Okay, use it when it is most necessary. Otherwise, you can go with the state management. Okay, so now let's go with next question. If I have, oh no, so I guess that is it. There is no more question. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching this live, and you might watch it later if you want to know some bit of state management, or if you have some questions on the state management, if it is more important or not, or provider, but you have to learn block or not, is it easy to learn, and in the end, what is inherited widget? If you have any questions like this in the future, do watch this video and do share this video with all of your friends who are in need. And that is it. Thank you. Do like, share, and comment if you have any other question. And follow me on the Twitter. I could say join me with on the Twitter and ask me a question if you have. On the next Sunday, we will have this Q&A again, and I will come with another topic and another questions. Thank you. Bye bye.